July 2nd. Thank you for joining me. Grab a coffee and let's get smarter together. This, somewhere here, is an abandoned fishing village which nature has taken back. What the US Supreme Court did yesterday in its immunity decision is the equivalent of taking a chainsaw, shears, and of course one of those horrible leaf blowers to the place to tidy things up. And that's human history in a nutshell. On the one side, there's nature, the physical universe of which humans are a part of. The quantum universe is best understood as a heap of data hidden inside data, hidden inside data, hidden inside data, and so on. Together, the data describes everything that could possibly happen in the universe within the restraints of its innate laws. It's all there, happening all at once. Every organism, from a single cell upwards, is a minuscule pattern somewhere inside this quantum universe, looking out and trying to process the data around it. Every pattern's goal is the creation of a complete and true model of a universe. The reason? All material things seek both their lowest energy state and to be at an equilibrium with their surroundings. This requires a version of bonding between the particles, as the assembly and disassembly of structures involves energy transformation and flow, as well as an increased capacity to process and store information. What's important to create this one true and complete model of a universe that needs tons of processing and storing of information? The patterns inevitably will become ever bigger, since all particles will only arrive at their lowest state of energy, in which they are at an equilibrium with their surroundings, once all particles in the universe are part of the same structure, because only then they get a complete picture of the universe. Hence, humans need to understand themselves as 1. Exploring observers of the quantum universe, and 2. Yet another transitional phase to another higher level pattern. 1 requires a cooperation between all people, not only to offset the risk random searches represent for the individual, but because a single observer will always reduce any quantum physical event spectrum to one option. It takes a plethora of different observers that exchange their observations to assemble the whole picture and share their resources like the cells in a body do, until all are unafraid to spend the vast majority of their time exploring. 2 means that on the top of a list of what we are exploring 4 is the mechanism to bond with each other and become this next higher level pattern that will bend the option space for all parts, but even more importantly, increase the overall capacity to process and store this data we are observing within the network, while getting us closer to this place of lowest energy that keeps us at an equilibrium with our surroundings. Important to know here is that merging like cells has reached its limits, because merged cells all submit to one will to the point of self-abandonment. Mega patterns like dinosaurs have proven to be too inflexible and was too unstable. So the merging mechanisms we are looking for must allow for some individuality of the parts being retained after the bonding, like the changes of molecular structures under different pressures in different temperatures do, that give the atoms more or less room to move. What's not debatable though is that all parts become fixed equal members that do their exploring, but do so with a higher joint goal in mind. What would be again? Find the mechanism to become the next higher level pattern. The mechanism represents in our mind as mirroring, the use of partially the same data in the generation of a self and of any other person, but that's just a model generated by our mind based on data our very limited sensors pick up from the physical universe. It's not what's really going on. We have no idea what that is. We only just now realized that bioelectricity is the glue that merges cells. What alive with the need to find ways to solve problems based on rudimentary models has made humans very good at, though, is hacking things for gain we have no understanding of beyond what we imagine they could be. And an unprecedented long stretch of relative, stable and warm climate gave us humans plenty of time to go meta, so to say. Through observation, the same power of observation that allowed our ancestors to learn just by looking at waves where they'll find land thousands of miles away. They understood that what we lived in was a dream time. Neither the world nor the self, whilst they existed in reality in some way, whereas they experienced them. And them being humans and part of nature as described above, they developed a longing to know the real thing with a side of impatience, of course. We are humans. So they looked for hacks, shortcuts, always understanding that being hackable in the first place was dangerous. It makes you attackable, usable, abusable. There are 2 points in the human protocol that lend themselves to hacking. The point where we sense an intelligence maintaining and updating this generated world, but don't realize that this intelligence is our own intelligence, and the point where we generate ourselves and that of others with partially the same data and thus create a network of joint goals and hence mutual care. At both these places, humans who, unable to mirror, have found themselves outside any network, have hacked other humans for their advantage. The danger, I told you. And when this happens, a tug of war begins. Whenever nature makes inroads again to get humankind back on track, to get them to explore again, to explore for this merging mechanism perhaps, the descendants of these early hackers, because they now have an identity they now need to protect, find either a way to deepen the hack, like patches on a dam that's breaking, or to stay in the picture, clear all the green stuff from the village or nature will win and they will lose and they will not be anymore what they have been thinking about themselves as this identity of an Uber explorer. Well, the reality is that nature will always win in the end. Transitional phase patterns that prove unwilling or unable to become the next higher level patterns will be dissolved. So their parts will find other ways into the final big pattern. That's nature. That's the law of nature. You'll be long dead then? Well, time is an illusion. Everything happens at once. Good luck with that. Choose the safe bet. Choose nature. Explore as an honest think. Make a habit out of thinking. Let's turn thinking into the norm again so that these justices are gone. Like, comment, share and follow lest you miss a single opportunity to improve yourself and society. Once you do, we'll meet again at the coffee pot.